Let's see who's here. Odom. Chavez. Cashion. Wolf. Herrera. Herrera. Pena. Warren. Here comes everyone. Good morning. My name is Judge Person. I do welcome everybody to court this morning. Just keep in mind right now, everyone is muted and we're just going to work through the docket today. We have 2 dockets running, the pretrial or not guilty docket and just the regular open docket. This is the Temple Municipal Court, and I want to tell you a few things about that, but I also need to identify people and make sure that people who are here logged in actually are scheduled for court. So I have a few questions and everybody can just listen, but I'm going to invite 1 or 2 people to just let me know who they are. A person who has a fan running in the background, I'm going to ask, well, you're not connected. You're just called Zoom user? Yes. If you can unmute.
Yes, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Why'd you mute it?
Okay. On Zoom user?
She's
What
on
is your
here.
name?
Bernard.
No.
Oh. Who's she
The
talking
person
to?
labeled Zoom user and mother is looking in the camera.
Yes,
Oh.
ma'am.
What is your name, sir?
Alex Chavez.
Sorry?
My
Do
name
you
is
want
Sherry. No.
No, not everybody's saying their name.
Nikita Crumb?
Nikita Crone. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Crone.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm just going to go ahead and relabel you so that I don't lose track of you.
Oh, she's
Thank
talking
you.
to somebody else.
Right. And then someone with the last 3-digit phone number, 531. It's a 254 number ending in 531. I've asked that one person to unmute themselves. Could you please let me know your name? Not responding. The person last digits are 372, asking you to unmute. Could you tell me your name? And 596, could you please tell me your name?
Yes, my name is Andre Odom.
Odom. Hi, Miss Odom. I have you logged in.
Okay, it's Mr. and this is an interpreted call.
Yes, Andre Odom, correct?
Yes, correct. And
Got
it's a
it.
mister.
Mister, that's fine. I just have a name. I'm doing the best I can. But we will,
Yes, ma'am.
I'll make sure that you're kept in the queue properly. And then a gentleman, hand on his face, labeled iPhone, or it might be a ma'am. I don't know. You know, folks, let me know what pronouns you want. But if you could unmute, yes, and tell me your name, please.
Danielle Lowe.
Okay, thank you. Danielle Lowe. Let's see, there we go. I see you on my list of folks to visit with. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm gonna put that name. Okay, I'll get back to those phone numbers as soon as I can. Okay, so municipal courts are interesting in Texas in the sense that they are Class C courts. The cases filed here are Class C offenses, and they result in fines and costs being assessed. They normally don't result in jail time. So that's one of the unique things about it. What I want to let you know is that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, that's really an accusation, and you're presumed to be not guilty. And then when you give a plea, you're giving your answer or response to the accusation. And there are 3 options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Now, guilty means I did this, okay? No contest means I'm not contesting it, I'm not agreeing, I'm just gonna allow the judge to sentence me without saying yes or no. And then no contest, the third one, means, I'm sorry, not guilty, the third one, means I really want the state to prove the case against me, okay? And you don't have to explain the not guilty plea. You can just plead not guilty if you're not guilty. And then with the other 2, we move into sentencing. So if you plead guilty or no contest, we move into sentencing. If you plead not guilty, there's a pretrial. Today is a pretrial docket. And then there is a final pretrial where you come into court if we need to do that step. And that's because the case is in fact heading to trial. So Zoom is nice because it means that people don't have to take off work and come sit in a crowded courtroom. But just going to ask everybody's patience because we have unique challenges with this format. So we will just keep working with everybody the very best that we can. So what I'm going to do now is talk about options that are available to you on the pleas of guilty or no contest. But before I even do that, I'm going to go ahead and open the door to the pretrial docket. Folks who've pled not guilty are on that pretrial docket. And I'm going to go ahead and allow people to have that meeting with the city's prosecutor. If you're in that group, you're going to get an person by person, and I watched as people logged on, you'll get an invitation to have that conversation with Ms. Warren. Ms. Warren, if you could just raise your hand, identify. She'll be visiting with you regarding cases. And sometimes she has offers to make to you. She's certainly looking at her case, and I would expect you would do the same. But when you're done with that conversation, whether there is an agreement or not, you're coming back in this room because I need to go ahead and give you some final parting remarks, okay? So Ms. Warren has received that invitation, and her first person is Andre Odom, who is being asked to, and really, Odom is here 2 ways. One is a phone and one is a video. And I'm going to send that invitation to both of those because I'm not really sure. Something's happened. Hold on just a moment. Let me try that again. Yeah. That room's going to close. Something didn't work right with it. It might have been the way I clicked people into it. That room will close. I apologize. And I'll get it started back up again in a moment. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Ms. Warren, I resent that invitation. Mr. Odom, I also sent that invitation. And if y'all will go into that room, it should work for you. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so just to let folks know, and let me clear the air just a little. If I call your name, it means I think you're not here, okay? And I just want to see if anybody will say, that's me. Although I see a couple of people that have been added in. Kara Cooper, could you unmute for a moment, please? Oh, I found you on my docket. I just wanted to make sure
Okay, yes, ma'am.
you're good to go. We'll get with you soon, okay? Thank you. And let's see. So Darquasia Barron, are you here? Darquasia Barron? Benjamin Beard or Benjamin Beard? Ela Blanco? Ela Blanco? Robert Ford? Albert Gilmore? Brian Newsom?
Yes, we're here.
Okay, and who said that? Sharice?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Sharice, you're actually Brian Newsom?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm going to make that change on the video so that I don't lose track of you. Great. And then McCraney Thomas, speak up, please.
I'm here.
Okay, where are you?
Right here.
Okay, let's see. Put your hand in the air if you are that person. McCraney, Renisha Thomas McCraney. Okay. Mr. Crum, where are you? Are you on the phone? We're having a lot of identification problems. Folks, you have to understand, if you're labeled iPhone, I don't know who you are. There's iPhone. Yes, what's your name, sir?
Austin, Purdue.
Purdue. Okay. Let me rename you.
All right.
Okay, we'll be with you shortly, sir. You're on the pretrial docket.
All right.
And I still have two people unidentified. 254, number ending in 531. What is your name? And the gentleman named Elnora, could you let me know who you are?
Albert Gilmore.
Thank you, Mr. Gilmore.
My name is Holly Hernandez.
Okay, that's 531. Holly Hernandez.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. Appreciate it. And then that just leaves one last one, 372. Could you tell me your name? Is that Mr. Crum? Okay, well, we'll see. I guess we'll just see. So if you plead guilty or no contest, yes, could you tell me your name?
Nikita Crum.
Okay, Nikita Crum, thank you. Great. Okay, so I want to let you know a few things, just options that you have. People often ask me that question, what can I do? So I want to give that information to everyone. We all have the same information at that point. So what I'll tell you is that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, that is, as I said, an accusation And your plea is your answer or response to that accusation. Guilty, not guilty, and no contest are the options for pleading. If you plead guilty or no contest, I'm going to move right into sentencing and just look at the information being provided at that point. At that point, there's still 4 ways to keep the item off your record. They are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. To back up, compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed. There are very specific details on each of those. I'm not going to list them all right now. I would bore you to death. But if you have something like that, I will start trying to get you to that dismissal automatically without you asking. But if you have a question or you think I've missed something or you want to point something out, when it's your turn, you'll definitely have an opportunity to ask me questions and let me know if you think I've overlooked something as well. Okay, I'll just do that one. Okay. The second one is driver safety. And very similarly, I will look for solutions to see if you're qualified to be in that program. And I will try to ask you and offer that to you. It saves you money and it keeps the item off your record. And you can plead guilty and say you did, or you can plead no contest and still be available, have that program available. And the way that that works is you pay the court costs, which aren't cheap. And I'll talk about that in a moment. You take your class, your driving record, you get it turned in on time and gain a dismissal of the ticket. And your fine is waived. So when you're given a number by me, like, I don't know, let's say a traffic ticket involving, a speeding charge, and maybe the fines and costs are $246, but $140 to $150 of that roughly will be a court cost and the rest will be a fine. And the court cost is generated by state law and I can't change it, okay? The fine I can put on hold in the driver safety course option. And if you get your course and your record turned in, I can waive the fine and dismiss the ticket and it stays off your record. So you'll save money, even though you pay for your class and your record, it's still cheaper than the ticket. And we do that by design because we want people taking a safety course if they've gotten a ticket, because when we get a ticket, we move into a layer of risk that is associated with more death and dismemberment on the roadway than prior to the ticket. Statistically, that's just true, that once people get one ticket, they're more inclined or likely to have an accident in the next several months. And if we get them into a class, they move back to average rates of that. And you can go look that up, not fudging about that. It's actually true and it saves you money. So I'll drive that a little bit and see if you want to do it, because I assume most people are like me. You'd like to save some money. You'd like to keep something off your record. But I can't waive the court costs. We have to collect them in full on a day specific. That's partly because of the law, and that's partly just because it wouldn't work any other way. But I'll walk you through that. If you'll listen when I work with people, there'll probably be someone coming up here that qualifies, but I'll automatically look to see if you're qualified. You can ask if you want to, but don't worry if you don't know the right question, because I'm going to look and see. Okay. The third option is a deferred disposition. Deferred means delay. Disposition means to finish, make final. And what I'll do is take your plea of guilty or no contest, put the case on hold. And if you want to defer it and I grant it, then you go on a period of time, good behavior. We sort out your fines and costs and how to get those paid. That's individual. And also whether there's a class or a record or some documentation that needs to be provided to the court. And then you go that period of time. It's usually 120 days. It's up to 180 days. Good behavior, meet the conditions, the payment, a class, a record, don't reoffend, don't get more tickets, and the case gets dismissed. It stays off your record. The way you get a deferred disposition in a Texas court, in a Class C court, is you ask the judge and the judge grants it. Okay, so that would just look like guilty, but I'd like a deferred, or no contest, but I'd like a deferred. That's the magic language. Okay, and a lot of folks just don't know how to ask. And if you've ever watched a proceeding like a felony court, you can't ask the judge. You have to ask the prosecutor. And so it's different here. And even attorneys don't always know that. So I just like everybody to be on the same page and know what's available to them. And that way, if you're not asking, I'm assuming you knew and you didn't want to do it, okay? Because you're in charge of how you respond to this. But you can ask the prosecutor too, if you're on the pretrial docket. But if you're not on that docket, it's a myth that people have that they have to go talk to the prosecutor, because that's usually true. It's just not true in a Class C court, okay? So now you know something that a lot of people don't know. And so that's how deferreds work. That's the third one. And then the fourth one is if you're a teenager, or we say teen court, but it's really young people's court. If you're in high school or lower, then your case qualifies to maybe be in a teen court setting. And that's the young person working off the situation, learning what they can learn. Sometimes it's classes, sometimes it's community service, sometimes it's both. And the parent is paying less. It's not free, but there are less fees. And you're keeping it off your record, really helpful for traffic, of course, for insurance purposes, but it's also helpful if you've made certain types of mistakes and you're willing to take responsibility and learn from the situation, then you might be able to gain a dismissal. And I'll look at one or two of those probably before the morning's out. And if you're watching, paying attention, you can see how that works, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get started because we do have a lot of folks and I don't want to keep you on here endlessly, but you do need to stay logged in until your turn is completed. And then I will release you at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and get going. And while I pull the file for this person, Alex Chavez, if you'll go ahead and unmute yourself, I'm going to work with you first.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good. And you?
I'm all right. Can you make it so that I can actually see you and not just the top of your head? Thank you. And I just want to remind everybody, and Alex is fine, or Mr. Chavez, but don't drive a car while in court. Yesterday, I had to remove somebody. They were driving their car, committing a crime in court. So it's kind of odd, this world that we've created where we can do it this way. But the privilege comes with some responsibilities, and just be responsible. Alex, are you, you're 16 at this time, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have a parent with you?
I have my aunt.
Do you live with your aunt?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Where's your parent?
My dad. Excuse me.
Yes. You were saying?
My dad had a work, so he was out of town, and then my aunt came.
Is your mom part of things? Okay.
No.
And so does your aunt kind of function like a parent? Like she's taking you to school today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Aunt, please tell me your full name.
Maria Dolores Chavez.
Okay. Are you taking responsibility for Alex at this time for purposes of teen court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have two offenses, Alex. One is called a no driver's license charge from January 29th of 2021. And the other is a speeding charge from the same date. The license charge has fines and costs totaling $181. And I show that you've entered a plea of guilty on that charge and that you've requested teen court. Do I understand you fully?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then on your speeding charge, you've also entered a plea of guilty. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so I will grant your request for teen court. But my next question, there's several questions I'm going to ask you. One is there are two fees for each, one fee for each case of $20, so $40. Can you pay those fees today?
Today? Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. And then my next question is, have you obtained a driver's license yet?
No, but I do have appointment with the DPS on the 5th of next month.
Okay, that's right. We visited July 5th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But I'm gonna have to reschedule it and wait till the beginning of school because I have to get my verification of enrollment. So I'm gonna have to reschedule that
Why?
the DPS appointment.
Will school won't validate that you're enrolled?
Oh no, I asked too late.
You waited too long?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Gosh, that's gonna delay you like another month and a half. Okay, we're gonna proceed without the DL because I think we've already delayed you. The other items that you have to do to get a license in Texas, the classwork and so forth, impact, all of that. Have you done all of those things?
Yes, ma'am. I've completed all my classes to get my permit.
Okay. Okay. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and order, it's a class two, a driver safety class, plus an essay. Okay. The essay will be for the DL charge to be dismissed. The speeding will be dismissed when you turn in the driver safety course. Okay. And what you're going to do is we'll give you information for how to find the class I'm talking about. We'll assign you the essay as well. And you're going to come up and pay the $40. You have to pay cash, and you'll sign off on your final paperwork. And then what we'll do is give you a deadline to get everything back to me, July 15th. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, let me just make a note of that. Okay, so we're going to get that form, that court order, ready for you to come by and sign it. I'm going to allow Ms. Chavez to come with you, your aunt, and sign as the parent. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you'll pay those fees, and then you're turning in your essay and completion of your class, which can be online or around town. But it's a quick turnaround date by July 15th. Turn everything in. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. And if you do those two things and get them turned in on time, then you'll have a dismissal of your tickets. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Remember, is not a word, and I think you mean yes.
Oh,
Right.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, I mean, and are literally moving a syllable. So I always confirm. Okay. Not to be funny.
Yes, ma'am.
I just don't want to misunderstand people. Okay, Alex, I'm going to go ahead and remove you so that y'all can drive over safely. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Ms. Warren, I'm pulling Mr. Odom's file real quickly. Have y'all been able to reach any kind of agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
We are headed to trial. Mr. Odom's interpreter is stuck in the breakout room. I let her know to stay there until you kind of gave instructions on what to do next, but we are headed to trial in this case.
Okay. What I'm going to tell you is that for the interpreter, we have a final date where we're coming to court with Andre Odom, and that date is going to be on August 25th
Okay.
at 2 o'clock. And if you could just remind Andre Odom of that fact,
Okay.
we'll see everybody here on that date.
Okay.
Interpreter, do you understand? I think I see you on the screen.
He's there, but I think she's still in the breakout room.
Okay. Okay. I think what would be best is if I could ask Ms. Warren just to remind them of that date. Oh yeah, I see Mr. Odom because I have his photo. Just making a quick note. For that hearing impaired situation, I would like to call that family and ask if they're bringing an interpreter. And then if they are or aren't, I need to know. Because we want to make sure in August that we're communicating well. And yeah. And then here is the young man, Alex. Okay, moving forward. The next person on the pretrial docket, and I don't want to rush the Odom family or the Odom folks. So I'm going to wait until they're, I see Mr. Odom, and I really would like that interpreter to call back in. Um, yeah, that is stuck. There's a stuck place. Because I can move Miss Warren in and out. I think Mr. Odom logged out. Yeah, no, that's fine. We'll work with him. I know it's probably frustrating now that it's all on a platform like this. Okay, so I'm going to move the pretrial docket forward, and that means that Annette Cascione, you're going to receive an invitation to go to that breakout room. So if you'll click on that, and it'll take you over, and then you'll come back at the end. Miss Warren is already, Miss Cascione, Annette Cascione has moved to the pretrial room. I
Okay.
had a little confusion on, the room and the breakout. I wasn't trying to rush the Odoms, but they logged out. So
Okay.
we're going to follow up with a phone call to see if they need interpretation on the final date too.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Warren.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so moving now to my next person, which is Bryn Wolf. And Bryn Wolf, if you will go ahead and unmute while I pull your file, let's have a discussion.
Okay.
Okay, give me just a quick moment. I want to admit Griselda Rivera somehow got logged out, so. And Alex, we dealt with Mr. Alex Chavez. And okay, so good morning, Ms. Wolf. How are you this morning?
Good. And you?
I'm fine. This is a driving while license invalid charge, and the case did go to warrant. And now where we are is that I have received your written plea of no contest to that charge. And let me reread what you wrote me because it's been a few days. Okay, so one thing that's different about your circumstance than maybe some others is that I might have an option to go ahead and utilize the time that you've already had over at the county to satisfy your judgment.
From November 22nd to May 25th, and they were sending me letters in about like me having to go to court, but I was in jail the whole time, so I never got any notices or anything.
I understand. So sometimes there's a disconnect between not only the documentation, but also everybody's understanding of what's going on. In your case, because you were with Bell County for not my offense that was here, I didn't have a plea, so I couldn't time serve you.
Okay.
So we were just trying to get communication. So now we've got it. Give me two seconds to look at one thing. Can you look at the county record? If I have access to look at the county's records,
Okay.
if I know what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Here's for Chavez. And then if I can apply that credit and time serve you, even though you weren't technically arrested for me, I'll do that. I look for solutions,
Okay, thank
So
you.
hold on just a moment because we're logging in to look and see. I don't think you've provided us with that yet.
I have like my well, I don't know if you can see it.
I can see it. And it looks like 5/29 was your release date.
It was 5/25.
5/25.
I got on the 25th.
Okay. Let me see. Did you give us that? Yeah.
This copy of this?
Yeah.
No, this is from like my mugshot when I got out.
Yeah, I know what it is. I just wondered if I had it. She didn't have it yet. Well, I'm looking for, see that OTE 3/23/21 gave letter in Bell County inmate inquiry to Aaron. So is there a document associated with that? Why did we do that? Maybe miscellaneous document, Bell County inmate inquiry. 323 below that. And see if we have something that we generated a response there because we knew she was there. See what I can't do, and this is when you think about it, you'll go, oh, of course, there we go. Okay. is I can't just find somebody guilty. I have to know that they're entering a plea that lets me do that.
Okay.
So I knew you were there and I was just trying to get a plea back. And I see that we can time serve her.
Okay.
So actually, we're not even going to do the community service at this point, although you were going to be able to do that if this didn't work. But I try to look from my way of thinking about it, had I known, had I had a plea, you would have been concurrently serving
Okay.
and we would be done. So we're just going to create that as a reality now. Okay.
Okay.
And I'll time serve you. And that will trigger a release of your warrant and any holds on your license.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Now, that will, if you've gone into, do we have Omni on her? No, we don't. Okay, I didn't put a hold on your license yet, so that's
Okay.
good news too. But yeah, I'm time serving you, Ms. Wolf, and your warrant will get recalled
Okay.
and you're done with the case as far as Temple Court goes. Okay.
And when will it be recalled? Because I have to do community service still for like probation and.
Right. Have they been talking to you about it?
Yeah, but I didn't want to go up there because I knew I had a warrant and I didn't want them to just arrest me because I just got out.
Give it 24 hours and then it's out.
Okay.
Because we do it electronically, but it cycles through all the systems.
Okay.
Right? So as they pick it up as a change, they'll pull it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Wolf. Any further questions?
Nope. I'm good.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank
Have a
you.
nice day. Okay, so moving forward, let's see. I'm going to ask Claudia Herrera to go ahead and unmute while I pull your file.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me get your file pulled up. There we go.
Yes, ma'am.
Oops. There you are. Hi. Let's see. I'm just rereading your note.
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't check a plea on either of the cases, but actually,
No.
hold on just a moment. The only one, lots of noise in the background. The only one I need to ask you about, you've already entered pleas, except on, there's a child safety belt charge from May 1st of 2017. And for some reason, I don't have a plea on that. It's 27170. How are you pleading to the charge itself?
On the child one you said, Ben?
Yes.
Okay. On that one, yes. She was on the, she did
So
had a.
I have to stop you. I need to ask. So what they're saying is that either the belt wasn't on or it was not being utilized the proper way. And that's the accusation from 2017. I need to get a plea, which is going to be either guilty, not guilty, or no contest. And then we can talk about it. Okay. Now, so maybe it was wrapped up differently or doing something different. What was the situation?
Well, that day there was no car seat on her, no booster seat, but she did have the seatbelt. It was that we only had one and it went in the other car and I had to take my daughter to school that day.
Okay.
So it was like an emergency.
Right. So Texas law is just that if you're using a restraint system, you have to use it in the way that it's designated to be used for the proper ages and stuff. So
yes, ma'am.
That's probably just to make sure you're.
I'm so sorry.
You can't be helped.
Leslie. Sorry.
That's perfectly fine. Your husband is a builder?
Excuse me?
Your husband is a builder?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is he working like steadily at this time?
Well, he works outside, so it just depends on the weather. Sometimes it rains and they get behind and all that. Leslie, llévatelo al cuarto.
It's okay. Just take a deep breath.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you able to hear me and follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I have an option for you, which is to do community service. If you want to do that. Now, I know you have small children at home. So my other option would be to lower your fines as much as possible and do a low payment plan. And
Yes, ma'am.
either would release the warrant. I have a hold on your license that won't be released until the cases are completely finished. Okay. So it partly depends on your goals, but I'm going to let you tell me. I would be inclined to say, hey, try community service first. And if you can't manage it, then let's back up into a payment plan. But community service is really like you arrange it to fit your schedule. And you qualify to do that. And I can work with you on how long that takes. But it turns into 67 hours total, all three cases. This has just been going on for a long time. And we may have even tried it before. I don't recall. I remember you, but I don't recall if we've tried community service before.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I'm willing to work with you on it if you'll just kind of keep me, you know, when I give you a deadline, if you're not finished, you get online and you talk to us and ask for more time and let us know how much you need time-wise and what you've been able to do and so forth, and keep working with us. We can just keep working you, you know, kind of blocking you forward to get this resolved. So I'm
Yes.
inclined to go for community service unless you don't want to do that.
Excuse me. For community service, can I do weekends or?
Yeah, so I provide you with a list of places that are very friendly to it, and I will take community service from any nonprofit in the state of Texas. So you can use my list. It's guaranteed those are going to be acceptable, or you find a nonprofit that works with you. What people find when they start working that list a little bit is there are a lot of different opportunities for them to in terms of time. Some of them are weekends.
I would like to try community service and just kind of go from there. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to ask Ms. Herrera if you can come up here and pick up your paperwork and sign. There's a waiver form, and we'll give you instructions for how to go about it. We'll give you a timesheet to keep track of your hours, and we'll let you go, set you loose. I'm going to start with 60 days, and you may be able to get a lot of it done. You may not, but it'll give me kind of a gauge for how it's going for you. And it'll give you a gauge too for like what it means to commit to that. And then if we need to talk some more, or if you need more time, just the day before it's due, bring what you've done, turn it in, drop me a note, and keep going. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So if you'll head over to the clerk's lobby, they'll have your paperwork within about an hour or less. Can you do that?
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'll be there around noon.
Okay, great. All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Just if you run into questions, ask a clerk. If they can't answer, they'll bump you into a meeting with me. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Just don't let it go. Don't let it go again, because I hate signing warrants for people, but if there's a certain point where I don't have anything else I can do.
Yes, ma'am. I'll work on it.
All right.
Thank you.
Ms. Warren, you and Ms. Cashion have visited.
Yes, Ms. Cashion had a few unforeseen circumstances. She's provided proof in all her cases.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on the driver's license proof, but I intend to submit dismissals on those cases. On the expired registration, she did provide proof and pay the $20 fee. So I believe that is a clerk dismissal instead of the prosecutor. Otherwise, I'll get those dismissals to the court.
Okay. When we're wrapping up today, we'll look, and if we don't have what we need, we'll reach out to you on that, and we'll look for you to send us the other two.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. All right. Ms. Cashion, it looks
Yes,
like.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It looks like proof provided is going to result in compliance dismissals, and we'll get that worked out before close of business today.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
we'll send you electronic copies of those dismissals to your email.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions before I
No,
let you
ma'am.
go? Okay.
Get that driver's license proof to me, Ms. Cashier.
Yes, ma'am. I'm working on that right now. Quick as we get off here, I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day today.
You too.
Thank you, Ms. Cashian.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so, Ms. Warren, your next person is Austin Purdue. And Austin Purdue, let me go ahead and send you that invitation. Just remember that you're coming back into this meeting at the end. Okay. And then I'm moving forward. Let's see, with Griselda Rivera. I think we got Miss Rivera, and she had accidentally gotten bumped out.
I'm right here.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be right
I apologize.
with you. It's okay, it happens. We're
I'm
used
at work.
Well, I hope that your boss is going to be okay with you visiting with me for just a few minutes.
Yes, it's okay as long as I'm just doing my job and listening to you.
Okay, so we have two cases, and let me just look real quickly. Let's see. It says plea attached, but y'all didn't give me one. Let me just confirm your pleas. There's a no insurance charge, and I believe you've entered a plea of no contest or guilty on that charge.
Yes, ma'am.
And then there's a red light charge, and I believe you've submitted a guilty or no contest plea on that charge.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then my first question is, this is April 11th of 2021 for the insurance. Did you have insurance at that exact time?
No, because me and my husband were going for financial problems because I had quit my job at McDonald's.
Yes.
So turn around and, we fell into financial problems, but we got it back on now.
Okay. I'm just always looking for that compliance possibility. So just looking financially, give me 1 minute. Are you and your husband both still working?
Yes, and he's working 2 jobs now, and I'm still working. I'm supposed to start working at Denny's as well, so we're both working.
Okay, y'all are really locking down on everything.
Yeah.
You proposed, yes, ma'am. You proposed a $30 a month payment plan. And I don't have any objection to that. I don't know if, hold on. Let me just make a note of what you told me. Your new other job is also part-time?
Yes, it's gonna be part-time because I'm gonna be working mornings here and nighttime up there.
Okay. One of those is going to turn into full-time for you. I'll bet you anything. But
yeah, well, I'm full-time here at Burger King, but
oh, okay.
I just need a second job because I have to pay child support as well. So
did they take it out of your income?
yes, ma'am. I make by the time I come home, I take home like 200.
Okay. So let's see. I will allow you to do a payment plan. Your proposal was it $50 a month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I can do $50 one day of the month. Excuse me. Or I can ask if you want to do every 2 weeks when you're paid, you pay $25. Do you have an opinion? Which would be best for you?
I'll do the 25 every 2 weeks.
Okay. I need to get you to sign off on this, and I can tell you're busy. Will you get off before 5 where you could come over and sign off?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I get off, I believe she's gonna let me go at 2 or 3, so yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to leave this for you to come sign off on, and I will recall your warrants, but I need a signature today. And so if you can do that, like you said, around 3-ish, we'll get you started. Okay.
And I apologize for it because I asked off, but they didn't give it to me. So, but she said that's fine. I can be.
Yeah. Another question. When would we start? When's your next pay date?
I can possibly give 25 today. I can only get 25. I just got paid 2 days ago. So.
Okay. And then it'll just every 2 weeks after that. Okay.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Rivera, we're good to go. I'll let you get back to it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Don't forget to come by.
You have a good day. Thank you.
You too. Thank you. We're good. Okay, moving forward. Luis Pena, if you'll unmute, I'll pull your file.
Yes, ma'am.
I also just admitted a person on the phone.
Hello?
Yes. What is your name?
Dorquasia Barron.
Baron. Okay. Miss Barron, court started at 9. What happened?
I called and they gave me this number to call.
Yes. Okay. Well, we'll work with you. Just, hold tight because we've got a few people to see. You'll need to stay
Yes,
logged
ma'am.
in. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Back to Mr. Pena. Let me just look at your file real quickly. This charge is driving under the influence as a minor. And I do have your no contest plea in my hand, but let me just kind of look. I know we had an arrest back in April. And so I'm just a little confused. We haven't ordered the class yet, right? It's just going to need to be done. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm cool. I get it. Okay. So, Mr. Pena, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the charge, the DUI for minor, carries with it fines and costs of $281, as well as a requirement if you're convicted to suspend your license 60 days. And first from April 28th of 2021, but upon conviction, you get another suspension that happens if you're convicted of 30 days, beginning 11 days from today. And also an alcohol awareness class as well. Let me just ask the clerk a quick question. Where did we get the 20 to 40? Because that's usually a secondary. Has he had a prior? She told me to print this out. Yeah. Okay. The license suspension, if you're convicted today, is actually 60 days, and a class that is mandatory in alcohol awareness, and then a 20 to 40 hour community service, alcohol related community service requirement. So those are the consequences if you're found guilty. And thank you. And my question to you is, are you pleading as per your written request, no contest at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. No contest.
Now, I am allowed to defer the first time I see someone. I often will, but you have to be motivated to complete the deferral. It will avoid the 60-day suspension, and I see that you're working, so I think it's in your best interest to consider it.
Yes, ma'am. Very much so.
And that is your request as well?
Please. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, you were in jail, and I can time serve you part of it. You weren't there super long. And you posted a bond, and I can receipt that as the remaining balance. So there wouldn't be any additional payment required. Do you agree? Do you
Yes, ma'am.
agree? Okay. Let me just make a note of that. So payment would be complete. Okay. And then your class is going to be due by August 17th of 2021, and we can provide you a list to choose from. When you sign up for that class, you have to add in the 20 hours required. I'll go with the 20 instead of 40, but you'll have to do that as part of your class, okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so I will mandate that. It's mandated anyway. If you don't complete it and I revoke the deferred, you still have to do it again, and you get a suspension of your license. So getting
Okay.
this done on time is going to really be the most benefit you can get.
Oh, yes, ma'am, I will.
Thing. So class is due August 17th, plus the 20 hours of community service, alcohol-related community service. And I'll put that order at the front desk, but I need your signature because it is an agreement with you in the court. So you're in Salado, and I don't think your license is still suspended from that initial suspension, that you get just for having it happen. But,
Yes, ma'am.
But can you get here safely pretty quickly, like within the next hour or so?
I believe so. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I could definitely make that happen.
Okay, we're gonna have that at the front desk for you. And if you don't have any further questions, I'm gonna let you go now.
I think my only question would be, so I know my license was took at the day of the arrest. I just don't know how to get it back or if I'll have to apply.
Okay, so what you need to do is go onto the DPS website. And did they take your license?
Yes, ma'am. They took it. I haven't.
You're gonna have to go get online and figure out how to get into DPS and get it reissued.
Okay.
And
all right.
it's
So it'll
really
be through them.
the DPS suspension, so I don't have it. And they're probably requiring some fees.
Okay.
So if you'll go online and look at Texas DPS and then license suspension, alcohol related offense, how do I get my license back? You're going to hit on a series of things there.
Okay.
And I don't know the call letters for that site just offhand, but that's exactly how I would go about finding it.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And then it should be unsuspended in a sense, but there may be some procedural things for you to do to actually get it in hand. Okay.
Understood.
And I want to encourage you to just get on that and do that, because there's nothing that we're doing today that's going to trigger anything else, at least for now. And provided you follow up as you've stated you will do, it will clear.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
You have any questions?
No, ma'am. I will be up there shortly.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, Ms. Warren, I see that you and Austin Purdue have visited. And if y'all could both unmute, I'm looking, not seeing Purdue.
I'm over here.
Okay, great. There you are. All right. Ms. Warren, are we reaching resolution on these cases?
Yes, Your Honor. We have reached a resolution on all four.
Okay.
And I have offered a deferred in the speeding case, no class. On the failed to signal lane change, that's also a deferred.
Okay.
And within that deferred, Mr. Purdue needs to show proof that there's a license plate on the front of the vehicle by July 16th.
Okay.
And in that regard, I'm dismissing the failed to display. And then also, I did do a type of plea and bar, but verified his license. So I'm dismissing the failed to display as well.
Okay. So we have verified the DL.
Yes.
You're satisfied. And so that can be dismissed now.
Yes.
But the other failed to display the two plates is continued until July 16th and will be dismissed at that time?
No, actually, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss it now and couch that proof in his deferred.
Okay.
So in other words, it's a condition of his deferral.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. And then on those deferreds, Mr. Purdue, I did get your note about looking for work. Is that still your situation?
No, ma'am. I've found work at the moment.
Okay.
So a payment plan or
Yeah. Hang on just a moment. I'm going to work with you on that. Ms. Warren, I'm going to go ahead and bump you forward
Okay.
and let you have a visit. I can resolve the remaining issues. Holly Hernandez, though, is waiting. And Ms. Hernandez, you're going to receive an invitation to go over to the breakout room and visit with Ms. Warren. And I'm sending you that invitation now. Okay, so Mr. Purdue, just real quickly, where are you working at this time?
I'm working at Garcia Auto Repair in Troy.
Okay, and are you getting steady income now?
Yes, ma'am. I'm on flag hours, so I get paid by the job. So it ranges for 8 every week to week.
Okay, we have 2 bonds for the deferred that we need to sort out. And what I'm hearing is you've got income, it's a variable, and you're going to understand that far better than I'm going to be able to understand that. I do have a list of your bills and that you have a small son, and the son is living with his mother or living with you?
Oh, we're living together at the moment.
Oh, okay. And is she working?
No, ma'am, not at the moment.
Okay. And so have your bills changed since you filled that out for us?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And you had stated in this affidavit that you could pay $80 to $130 a month. Here's the constraint I have. Although Ms. Warren's dismissals are going to help you a lot, it's still there is still a balance for both cases together of $488.
Yes, ma'am.
And I usually need, I can push the deferred out longer, like 6 months, and that would give us about 3 months to get that solved.
Yes,
If we did that, then we would need to get $163 from you every month, beginning with June or June,
Okay.
July.
All right.
Is that doable?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's doable.
So looking at a calendar, I mean, one way to do it is just to say a month from today is July 15th, and let's have the first payment due at that time. Do you think that could work for you?
Yes, ma'am. That'll work.
Okay. And then that means a month later, August 17th. And then a month later, September 16th. And the deferreds, and there are 2 of them, will go for 180 days. That'll give us more time to work with you if we wind up needing to. And that one case, the failed to signal lane change, has the condition of proof of the plates getting applied. And we'll bring that in really with your first payment. I'll make the first payment due the 16th of July when you're bringing that proof in. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me get the clerk clear on what is going to be in this order. Hold on just a moment. And then I want to talk to you about whether you can come over today and just sign off on this.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be able to head up there as soon as we get off here.
Okay. All right. So we're looking for dismissals here, these bottom 2. These 2 are deferred dispositions. This one says July 16th is going to be the date of proof of the plates. That can be a photograph, Mr. Purdue. That can be a photo, the proof.
Okay. Would it be possible, because I would just have to stop by the house and pick up her car?
Yeah.
If I could just bring the car up there and somebody could verify that while it's in the parking lot?
Yeah,
or
we
just
don't.
a picture?
A picture's going to be better because I can't scan your car into my file.
Okay. Yes,
If you would take a picture, if you would take a picture and bring it up here, the clerk can print that picture in case that's the issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
And then the payment structure, if you put those 2 deferreds on one piece of paper, then we can just do 3 payments. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. She's going to get to work on that and we'll get that ready for you. Don't rush over, but if you can come in the next hour, that'd be good.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And then you'll have a copy of everything too.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr.
Have a good.
Purdue. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so moving along, let's see. Selena Donoso. I'm going to pull your file while you maybe unmute. I think you're still, yeah, you're here. Okay. Okay. Hi, Ms. Donoso.
Hello.
I have a case for failing to control speed, and
Yes,
the
ma'am.
fines and costs are $385 or 84. I actually have a little confusion because your form said, I'm pleading not guilty, but I'd also like a deferred disposition, a driver's safety course, and I want to talk to the judge. So
Yeah, I was confused about that, so I'm so sorry. Yes,
okay.
no.
It's okay.
Please.
If you're pleading guilty or no contest, I can talk to you about it. If you're pleading not guilty, I need to move you to a different docket.
No, can I do no contest, please?
Yes. And I'm going to interpret this, and I'll explain myself in a moment, as a request for a deferred because you're not qualified for the driver safety course option, because that one would require that you've come to court on your first court date on time. And that's not the case here. So I won't be able to do the other one, but I can do the deferred disposition, and I will grant that deferred disposition. Was it an accident?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did your insurance cover that accident?
They did because I hit him from behind, even though we could prove that he was up past the yield sign pretty good significantly. They said since it was behind, there was no use in fighting it.
Yeah, that's the law. So I'm not going to require a class, partly because this is all the way back in January and you haven't had anything else. And also it's not required in this case. But I'm going to ask, it's $384. How much of that can you pay today?
I can't pay anything until another week because
Okay.
that's when I get paid again.
Okay. Just looking at my calendar, and I'll let you kind of defer to your own calendar, but you said next week you get paid?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What day?
On Friday,
Okay. The 25th?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. On June 25th, do you want to pay all of it or can you pay at least half of it?
I can do half.
Okay, that's $192. Will that work?
Can I do 150 on that?
Yes. Okay. And so then, let's see, 2 weeks later is the 9th of July. Can you make another payment?
Yes.
And I'm going to let you, at that point, let me just tell you where you would be. You would have $234 owed. If I broke that into two payments, it would be $117 and $117. Is that possible
Yes, ma'am.
to do on the night?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then 2 weeks later, the 23rd of July, could we finish?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then at that point, it would just be, free sailing. You would need to just make sure that you stay on top of it. Don't get any more tickets.
Okay.
Keep your license valid. Come to court if you're summoned to court or get any other tickets. Okay.
Okay.
And as long as you stay clear of any more tickets, then the case is deferred and dismissed off your record. That final dismissal date being October 19th of 2021. Okay.
October 19th. Okay.
Now I see that you live in Troy. I can tell you're at your job. Are you going to be able to, we can email this to you and get your signature if you can scan it and email it back to us.
I can, if that would be awesome if I could.
Yeah, we can do that. Okay. Look for that within an hour or less.
Okay.
And just call and make sure that we got it back from you. Like send it and then make sure we received it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Also, you can call the clerk and find out how to make payment online or by phone.
Okay.
Really going onto our website and having the right numbers on your case.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Do you have any further questions, Ms. Donoso?
I don't.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. So moving along, let's see, Ms. Donoso completed. Nikita Crum. I'll let you unmute while I pull your file, Mr. Crum. There you go. How are you today, Mr. Crum?
I'm doing fine. Your
Great.
Honor.
Great, thank you. I'm just looking, this is a failed to notify rabies.
Yeah.
After reclaiming a dog, there's a law that says this is the time frame we've got to have proof. And when you don't provide it, they file a charge. And right now, that one has fines and costs of it's $21.26. It's not a minor thing. I got a plea form from you, but it didn't actually, you didn't enter a plea. So I'm asking, how are you pleading to the charge at this time?
Well, I have I had
So I have to
open
keep
heart.
the answer restricted to
Yeah.
guilty, not guilty, and no contest. And then
Oh,
we
okay.
see if a discussion's appropriate at this time, because there are certain
Well-
restrictions for judges for that. How are you pleading?
No contest, because I'm sick, and
You're
I couldn't get to the stuff to take care of my dog.
Okay.
I couldn't get up there and take care of him because I was sick. I had open heart surgery and I had doctor's appointments, and the time got past me,
Okay.
and so I didn't take care of it.
Okay. Okay. So real quickly, how about now? Are you better?
Yes, ma'am. I'm doing a lot better.
Okay.
I could
I'm
get
glad.
him in, ma'am.
I'm glad you're better.
Yes, I was just, I had a lot of appointments, cardiac appointments, and I couldn't do the dogs and that too. And then the time.
Is the dog now been brought up to date with shots and so forth?
No, he hasn't.
Oh no. When is that
No,
going to
he.
be?
I'm. That's what I wanted to see. If I take care of his shots now, can I do away with the fines and fees? And
No. Unfortunately, state law just says either the dog is, because here's the thing, and I know people always go, well, not me, but the law's written for everybody. So we create rules, agreements based on what we all decide we want to live with. And if you're bit by a dog, getting it vaccinated later doesn't help that person. So
right.
we just have to have a dog that's at least the rabies done, because it's just too dangerous of a thing. And so, no, there's not a compliance possibility with that.
I just go to prison for the fine because I don't have no $2,100.
Yeah, well, I get that. And I'm looking and I'm seeing that I would actually need to order community service subject to you having a discussion with your doctor and seeing if you can do the service or not. So when will you see your doctor next?
Well, they got me scheduled about, it's about probably in August because they got me scheduled 3 months out. But I can go in and schedule an appointment and maybe get in 30 days.
Okay. Well, I'm going to, let me just take the reins for a moment and tell you, Mr. Crum, I'm going to order community service. It's 106 hours, and I'm going to give you until September 16th to either complete it, turn in a doctor's note saying you can't complete it, or doing some hours and asking me for more time. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. That's my order. Now, I also have some written information that would really help you in this case know how to do what I'm asking you to do by giving you a list of places where you can do the work, giving you my rules and directions for that activity. And I would ask you to come by the court and pick that information up today. Can you do that?
Yeah, what day can I do? I need to come by the court?
Yes,
What day?
today, before 5.
Okay. That's downtown Temple?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, where you
And
came
what,
originally, remember?
ma'am?
Yeah, when you came originally and did all that paperwork.
Yes. Okay, go there.
Yes.
And then what do I ask them?
Say, I'm Nikita Crum and the judge left me some paperwork.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'll have that waiting for you here, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And God
Bye-bye.
bless you.
Thanks for that.
Mm-mm.
Ms. Warren, let me get caught up with you.
Okay.
Holly Hernandez. Okay, regarding Miss Holly Hernandez and Ms. Hernandez, I think you can unmute.
Actually, Ms. Hernandez is on the phone, so she's waiting in the breakout room before I
Okay.
dismiss her. I
Yes.
needed that court date, when she is due back.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. And this is a, co-compliance matter, and
Yes.
she plans to be complied by the next hearing.
Okay, but she'll show up for that, right?
Yes.
August 25th at 2:00.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and let her know that.
And so I'm going to call that a check-in date because
Okay.
I don't think we know what'll happen. And so just so long as she knows to be here, which she should already know.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just look again and make sure you haven't had more people or anyone else log in. I don't think so, but I want to double check because I've had people coming and going a little bit today. Donald Davis, I don't see you, just double checking. Derek Shamelin, I don't see you. And Sharon Whitaker. Are any of those people here? If I called your name and you think, and you're here, tell me because we're about to pass your case over. And I don't think so. Okay, Ms. Warren, once you are done talking to Ms. Hernandez, you're good to excuse yourself from court today.
Okay, thank you.
Have a lovely day.
You too.
Okay, so moving forward, I had the bigger docket today. And you never really know why that works the way it does. Because the other day, I had no one on my docket that even bothered to show up. So, okay, let's see. On the Austin Purdue paperwork is here. And then on Ms. Hernandez, that just scans in. Thank you. Okay, moving along, because I know folks are waiting. Let's see. So Danielle Lowe, if you while you're unmuting, I'm pulling your file.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you today?
I'm fine, and yourself?
Thank you for asking. I'm fine. So let me just look at the information that you provided.
Okay.
We already have pleas on the cases. We just need to sort out what's going on. Give me just a moment.
Okay.
I want to get a closer look at your financial information. And so, ma'am, could you raise your hand? Do you swear or affirm that the information you're providing is true, correct, and accurate? So help you God.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Ms. Lowe, I did see at the time that you filled the forms out, you were working for Regency Manor. Is that still the case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I did see that you were collecting some food stamps. Is that still happening?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you have son and daughter living at home with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the only income to the home?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I saw that you own your home. Do you have like a monthly amount that you put aside for taxes?
No, I don't own a home. I rent.
Oh, okay. Do you have an amount that you pay in rent? Because you didn't give us that amount.
It changed. I'm not sure. I was waiting on a letter. I received assistance, but it changed. So I was waiting on a letter. I haven't received it yet. I used to pay $204, but it's going to change again. So I'm not sure.
Okay. I'm showing that I need to look at community service as an option to work out your fines and costs. Okay. And in that case, what I would do is work with you on the whole thing. Right now it comes to 35 hours, and I can give you 60 days up front to get started on that. And if you wind up needing more time, you would just the day before it's due, come turn in what you've got, tell me how much more time you need, and we would go from there. Will that work for you?
Yes, ma'am. Do I get any time served for those since I've been to jail?
Okay, where were you in jail?
I gave the lady sent me over there with the stuff. Let me look on my paper. I have the paper that
Did
I
you
went
turn
and
it?
got.
Did you
Yeah, I
turn it?
turned it in. The lady down there told me to give it to go get it.
Okay, let me look real quick. Okay.
Okay.
Look, I'll look. Hang on. If I've got it, we can talk about that. Because yeah, I'm a fan.
I went on 5/21. I was released on 5/6, and then I went on March the 10th and was released on March the 12th. Like, I was baffled. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
Oh, she do it from recent to older.
These are in 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I see it. Yeah, no, that's not it. When did you bring that in? Do you know? Sometime in May?
May 28th. Yes, ma'am. She wrote it on the bottom for me.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can time serve you, actually.
Okay.
Sorry, I missed that. I would have eventually found it, but
It's okay.
you got me there faster. Thank you. Okay. I didn't have any holds on your license, so after today, your license should be clear. As far as I'm concerned, okay?
Yeah, I got that ticket. I can't get them because I owe Louisiana, and they gave me like 3 different offices to call. I have not reached no one yet. So
I actually know about that problem.
yes,
and
I'm not going all the way down there.
Yeah, I know that jurisdiction, like the whole state, is a real difficult one to work with. I've
Yes.
actually had people tell me they can't even find who has their ticket.
Yes, I reached one person. She said it was 3 different offices, and I have not reached no one.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You have my sympathy because I know, you're driving and then it's not like you live there. So
Right.
yep, I get it. But Ms. Lowe, as far as the Temple Court goes, you're done today. We're
Okay.
finished. You've
Okay.
completed your obligation, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
You have a blessed day.
You stay happy. You seem like a happy person.
I'm trying to. I'm at work right now, and I was kind of behind waiting. I was like, oh well, she come. I've been watching you the whole time. I said, oh, there I go right there. So I'm just waiting.
I've seen you
to
kind
go
of running around. Yeah, I like this platform because it allows working people to kind of have a way to deal with it.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
You have a blessed one.
You too, ma'am. Thank you for that. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
All right. So moving along, let me just go to the next person. Let's see. Yes, Kara Cooper, you want to unmute? We'll visit.
Yes, ma'am.
This charge is a no driver's license charge from April 26th of 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
State law doesn't provide for dismissals on that.
Okay.
Let me do a quick check. I did get your paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm confirming that you've pled guilty on the charge. I'm looking at your financial situation, and you are working. But
Yes,
let me
ma'am.
see if have you been able to get your license?
So no, I have an appointment July 19th in Gatesville.
Okay.
And that was the earliest that I could get it. And I've tried, but I can't, if you try to get a different scheduled date, it releases the one you have. So
Yeah. Don't even, right. I understand.
Yeah.
I hope someday, I say wistfully, the state of
Of course.
Texas will solve this problem. It's a difficulty. It is.
It is, yeah.
We're very aware of it. Let me just look and see if we have any kind of we have some local dismissals that I also look for.
Okay.
And I want to see if you qualify for one of those. If a delay will help create a better outcome for a person, then I always use it.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me just look. I know we've got one on the no DL. Let me read it real fast because it doesn't come up a lot. Mainly because people miss their court date and you haven't. You weren't in an accident as far as I know.
No, ma'am.
2 years. On time. 18. Okay. So her outside. And when did you say your appointment would be?
July 19th.
Okay, and today is June. I actually can move you to the docket after that date. And
Okay.
there would be a dismissal option.
Okay.
So, excuse me, but July 20th.
July 20th.
Yes. For
Okay.
court.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to grant an extension to get you to a better resolution for your case.
Okay.
When you get that license, email it to us.
Yes, ma'am. I have that email.
And I might even, if I get it the day before, I might even be able to just dismiss it then. But
Okay.
either it's dismissed or you log into the meeting and we look at it together, okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And
Do
so
I need to come? Oh, I'm sorry.
So what I'm going to ask is that you sign for that extension today.
Okay.
You either could come up here to do that, or we can email it to you if you can print it and scan it back over to us or photo
I
it
can.
over to us. Okay. So we'll
can.
email an extension.
And then I'll call to make sure they receive.
Absolutely. You got
Yes,
you got
ma'am.
yeah. It's, you know, technology fails. I've had something say it was received and you call and
Of
maybe it
course.
was, maybe it wasn't, you don't know, maybe it got
Of
lost,
course.
maybe it just didn't go through, but technology is fallible, just
Absolutely.
like people. So just
Yeah.
check and make sure it all went through, but and that way it keeps you on time because I've got to keep you on time to keep you qualified.
Okay.
for that,
No
for
problem.
that July 20th, okay?
Okay, no problem. And
All
then
right.
just a quick question for the email. Do they have my email in the file already? You cut out, are you there?
And then she's gonna let us come back in. Their internet went out, so apparently they're gonna try to call everybody, but they just haven't gotten to everybody yet. But they just did just say we'll just log out and then wait 10 minutes and log back in.